good casks, a lot of caramel, a lot of vanilla. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a Springbank here on my cask. It's one of the new ones from 2016. It's a local barley, 16 years old, quite an age. And the local barley and the color and the rough design of the label shows that it was, well, produced in remembrance to the old local barley bottles of Springbank, which were produced or which was distilled in the 1960s. And if you're in the possession of a Springbank Local Barley vintage 1966, you have close to 1,000 euros, pounds, dollars in value in that bottle. So this one is aged 16 years, as I said, and it's 54.3 ABV. And on the back they say, this single malt Scotch whisky has been distilled from barley grown on the Kintyre Peninsula, where Campbelltown, the capital of the peninsula, resides, in which the distillery of Springbank is situated as well. Within a few miles of Springbank. The barley is then malted in our own malt floors using traditional production techniques before it is turned into spirit. So they steep it for quite a time, and Ben took some video at the Springbank distillery 2015, I think, yes. Before it is turned into spirit, matured into whiskey and bottled on site, making this 100% Campbelltown single malt. Barley source, low Marchy Moor Farm barley type Prisma. Distilled September 1999, bottled January 2016. Numbers of bottles 9,000, so quite a lot. The price, I have no remembrance how high the price is. Typically 16 years old Springbank close to 100. Springbank is always a little bit more expensive than others because all production steps of Springbank, including the bottling in the end and the making of barley in the start, the maltings, are done by hand at the Springbank distillery, and this costs more. And you have to pay for that. But in the end, you can be sure that you have a man-made product in your hands. And at other distilleries, they say this whiskey is handmade as long as there's a mouse at the computer. Oops. The Springbank distillery has 3 stills on site. And they are able to produce a lowland style whiskey, which is called the Hazelburn, which is produced on all 3 stills. And there's the Long Row whiskey, which is produced with smoky peated barley, which is distilled only twice, which brings an Islay style to the whiskey. And it's not the ferries to Islay leave not far away from Campbelltown, from the distillery. And then the Springbank whiskey is produced with a 2.5 process. Well, this is quite difficult. You distill the whiskey twice, and then part of this whiskey is distilled a 3rd time, and then you mix the double distilled with the triple distilled in a certain relationship, and then you get the Springbank. I think it's a 2.7 distillation. I'm not quite sure how much it is. And the Hazelburn, the triple distilled whiskey, has no smokiness in the whiskey at all. And the Long Row is full smokiness because they dry the barley in their own kilns for a full 2 days, 48 hours, with peat on the fire. And for Springbank, I think they use a lot less smoking the barley. 54 point something, 0.3, quite a lot. Oh, good casks, a lot of caramel, a lot of vanilla. A really intense cask, so very good casks were used for this. The vanilla is strong, really strong in this. It's definitely a malt whiskey. The alcoholic note is on top. Quite intense. Do I have enough water left? Oh, I have the big one. Sorry. To be very careful not to water that whiskey too much down. Come on. So today, now I'm quite close to 50. I'm not diluting further down because today I already had 2 whiskies and there's some taste in my mouth already, still staying on from the last one, which was quite hefty, smoky. So I have to keep some strength in this one to stay over the first 2 whiskies. The character stays the same and spicy vanilla showing through. They tell nothing about the cask. This one is Springbank does not color, so this is real color for 16 years. This should be most of it ex-bourbon casks. So from this, the vanilla and the caramel is coming. Close to none sherry cask should be in this. And the smokiness is close to nothing. Some fruitiness coming through. But most is malt, caramel, vanilla. Wonderful. Pleasant. Very intense, so I'm staying close to 50 really. Mouth-watering, good cask influence, smoothness, oiliness coming through, no bitterness of any European oak, wonderfully balanced, strong, very good one, yes. There might be a very light smokiness in it, but I had this extreme smoky whiskey before, so my nose is quite covered by this primary smoke. I did not intend to taste this whiskey today, but, well, the bottle stood there on the shelf for a month now, and I had to taste it, yeah. A wonderful piece of work, and if I remember right, then I was told already in 1998 that there had been 35 distillery, close to more than 30 distilleries in Campbelltown, and they all produced whiskey like hell, and then they took out the peat all around the distillery, all around the area of Campbelltown. There's a NATO base close there. They were able to build the runway, everything, because the weak peat ground was taken away in former decades. So now they have a rough ground for the planes, and they had to move out further and further because the people in Campbelltown fired their homes as well with peat. Everything was peat. And today there's no peat left in the surrounding of Campbelltown, and they have to import the peat from the mainland. And therefore, if this is a local produced whiskey, you can't use peat from far away. So probably this whiskey does not have peat in it at all. I don't think so. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, there's more to come. And as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up.